Alright, what's going on, y'all? We got another Sunday Market Talk episode. I don't even know what episode this is. But this episode, we're going to be switching it up some. Um, Not just for the series, but, I make this series based upon what I trade on a week to week basis. And so, y'all have been seeing me chart gold for the past few episodes. And we're actually going to be taking a shift and switching over to QQQ and NQ. Um, just because, gold's still a good chart to trade, but I've been enjoying trading Qs recently. So I'm going to switch my focus over to that chart and, get a board on that. But you can see that our gold, let's see, Sunday, our gold trade plan, our goal levels were still on point. We had this big zone right here, pushed up, rejected off 48.56, ended up tanking down. I had another level at 47.67, or was it 46.67? 46, no, 47.67. The market rejected that and ended up making a nice, it rejected it like 3 times already and made some nice moves off of it. But like I said, my focus is going to switch to NQ and Qs. Probably even SPY and ES as well, depending on which one looks cleaner. But like I said, Qs has been my bread and butter for the week. So gonna switch focus to that. I like the range that it's in, back at these highs. And so we're gonna see if we can kill the Qs chart. So going into this week, we have a no news Monday coming off of some data on Friday, which was just consumer sentiment. Usually on no news Mondays, it's like a continuation day, or it's a day where we could retest these previous day highs, previous day lows, and candle closes and all that. So that's kind of what I'm expecting going into this week. We'll see how it does. Well, we'll see where NQ opens today, which today is Sunday. We'll see how it opens when the future market opens. I'm also going to no longer be trading Asian session or London session. I'm going back only to New York. Reason being is I'm starting a live account and I won't have the margin to trade Asian or London. So I'll only be trading New York and building that portfolio off of New York session. So that's kind of why I'm also paying attention to Qs, because even though I trade futures, I'm better at charting Qs. Even though it's kind of the same thing, not really. But I like charting Qs more and trading off of Qs rather than NQ. I don't know if everybody does that or what, but I do it, and that's all that matters. So we can see on the Qs chart, if we go to the higher time frame, we are very, very, very bullish. We've just been pushing up. We broke this 590 level, gapped up, and been ripping ever since. And so to start with this clean chart, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw a zone from this gap up to start. This is kind of important. Not saying that we'll get down here this week. Not saying that it'll get filled anytime soon, but it's just a good reminder to have that, if we get under 602, the market will just drop to 590. Reason being is there's literally no volume in this zone because of this gap up. And so we'll extend that out because, like I said, we don't know how long it'll take. We can also mark the highs of this chart. So this being a high right here, and let's change this. We have any reasonable lows? We can mark out this untested low right here, which was on Tuesday, 642. And of course we have this low, but we're not going to mark that out. You can see we have like this structure break at 635. But let's scale down to the 4 hour and just do our top down analysis. That's how I like to start my charting. And so you see we have this low as well as 645. Mark that out. Just that some. We have this high as 656. Let's go to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, you can see we have a gap as well, which is very important. So we're gonna draw a rectangle for this gap. And like I said, with these gaps, we just know that if the market closes under this wick, that we can fill this gap. The market will go into gap fill mode, which, you know, let's say we got an entry at 665 and it tanked all the way down to 656, and then we closed under it, we know we'd get that continuation and expansion move down to 651 for that gap fill. So we'll also keep that level in mind. Let's see. We have those are the main swing points I'm seeing. 30-minute and 15-minute. We also have a little gap right here, but that's not too important. We won't worry about that. And I'm on regular trading hours right now. You can see if I switch over to extended trading hours, you won't be able to see this gap at all. It just looks like there was something here. But if you go to regular trading hours, you can see it looks completely different. So I recommend switching over to regular trading hours sometimes to chart as well. Even starting the day off looking at regular trading hours rather than just extended will go a long way. So let's go back up to the 4 hour and turn on our indicators and see what we have. So we have our all-time highs at 664.50. We have the previous day high 656.92. Previous day close at 651.50 basically, and then last week's high is 650, and previous day low is 645, which was a crazy week down. So like I said, with it being Monday, I'm going to be looking for the market to kind of test some of these highs, lows, closes. You know, last week's levels is what I'll be looking for. With this push, this all-time high push, I mean, we're pushing, we're going, but there's nothing really fueling this push in my opinion. Let's see if I can turn on my VRVP. Actually, not on this chart. There's not much fueling this push. It's just kind of I won't say a zombie grind because it is pushing with some volume, but then again, it's just a zombie grind up. Nobody's really buying this right now, so at any moment when it starts to fall, it's gonna fall hard. Also, with what's going on with the U.S. and Iran still, there has been some bullish news as far as like ceasefires and all of that, but they're staging like a lot of U.S. boats, aircraft boats. There's a lot of aircrafts flying towards Iran and the Middle East, so we'll see what kind of news comes out even today and this week. But with us being at all-time highs, I'm not too bullish on this chart. Of course, if we still get a push, and I don't know if y'all have ever watched my video on what is it called? Identifying key levels. But if you did and you use the auto fib extension tool, which I really recommend, you can see that. Let's see, if I turn this on and I go to the 1 month, you can see that we have a level right here on this auto fib extension. So we could kind of expect to maybe push and squeeze to this level just to test it. And let's see, delete that. Push and squeeze to this level to test it. Maybe liquidity sweep it and fall back down. And remember, the maroon color is the 1 month, and your 1 month is going to be your strongest time frame, your highest time frame. And this is the way that I mark out levels while we're at all-time highs. It's not going to be perfect every time. It's not the hidden gem of all-time highs, but it is something that helps you just understand where the market could go to. So 670 is an important level. If we get above 665, maybe get a push up to 670, we can start looking to build up some shorts if we reject this and stay under it. So going to the lower time frame, like I said, depending on how we open, I can't say too much of what I want without me knowing how we're gonna open. But if we open flat, our level, our range is gonna be, from 662 to this high at 664.50. If we lose 662, we can revisit this 659 area to like 658. Then we'll be looking at this PDH getting inside of this zone. So basically under PDH in this zone, we can expect a quick flush down to 652, which we have our previous day close at 651.50. So that's a liquidity area, and just kind of following these daily closes, highs, and weekly closes and highs is what I'm gonna be looking at going into Monday open. Only because it's no news. It's a no news Monday, and like I said, usually no news Mondays are just like continuation days or days that fill these last week highs, lows, and all of that. So that's my QQQ trade plan for the week. Kind of the key levels I'm watching. And I might make an update video. I might make an update video throughout the week. I want to get better at doing that. I've been recording some. I haven't posted them, but I've been recording, just kind of getting the flow of recording while trading and talking. Trying to give good updates and seeing how I should clip the videos, or what I should keep in, what I should keep out, if I should leave them raw, blah, blah, blah. I've been working on that, so hopefully, maybe starting this week or next week, I can start getting some more videos out throughout the week, even post some trade recaps. I think I said that in the last video. Like I said, I've been recording and I've been practicing, but I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do it, how long I want those videos and all of that. But with it being Monday, or with it going into Monday's session, it's all about seeing how we open, all about seeing, where the market is going to be if any more Iran versus U.S. news comes out, and just seeing how Monday reacts. Usually Monday's a good data collection day for the week. We do have FOMC this week. We do have some major earnings this week, so this week is definitely going to be volatile. It's an exciting week. We got PCE. We got a whole bunch of data this week, so the market's definitely going to make a move. We just got to figure out which direction and get aboard on it. Like I said, for gold, I don't have too much of a watch for this. I know under 4,700 we will tank more. But other than that, I won't really be paying attention to gold this week. My main focus will be this QQQ and possibly even the SPY chart. The SPY 710 level, I really like. I think I took some shorts off of it the other day. I don't know if it was Thursday or not. Of course, I'm picking the best day, but took some trades off of the 710 level. So I'll be watching that along with the Q's chart and seeing if we can catch anything. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in to Sundae Market Talk. Like I said, I'm gonna see if I can get some throughout the week trades or updates on what the market's doing, and see if I can turn that into something as well. But let's continue making this money, and I hope y'all have a great week.